Witch's Way Deadly Desserts. Right, let's get this in the tripod. Hopefully we're good. Are we good? Are we good? And the laptop's turned off, so just get stuff going and then we can go. Come on, wake up, laptop. We've got a stream to do. Right. So I have with me the Crystal Power Tarot. I have one of my faves, the Hecatian Oracle, or the Oracle of the Hecatian Path. I've got Rider-Waite Tarot. I have some, I'm not actually sure what they're called. I think they're like pagan astrological cards or something. I'm not sure what. I have the Ascended Master deck as well. I have the numerology cards as well. So I've got a good mixture of cards. May not use them all, but I'm just going to follow my intuition. Let's start with some numerology cards. Ooh. Ooh. Sound, at least I know you can hear me. All right, so when you do tune in, please do say hello, drop your name, drop your country, let me know where you're watching from. I always love to know. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm going to take that off. It's not that cold, I suppose. Right, so let's get the show on the road. Right, Spirit. I ask that my spirit guides come forward. I ask that your spirit guides, your ancestors, come forward with some guidance for us all. What this reading is for the collective around the astrological influences that we're seeing now. So we have Mercury and Mars conjunction, and that's on the 19th, and then right after that we have the new moon in Libra. So let's see, what numerology do we have? Interesting. Number 27, it says diplomatic humanitarianism. Interesting. So that sounds very Libra-ish, because like Libras, they're all about like speaking and going. Libras are very people, if that makes sense. They're all about, they like to think of themselves as social butterflies, a lot of them, maybe not all of them, but they like fluttering around the place and putting the fingers in all of the pies, that sort of thing. So diplomatic humanitarianism, I can say that word now, humanitarianism. Okay, number 27. So if we add those together, oh gosh, you're forcing me to do maths. So 8, 9. So we come to a good number. We come to number 9. 9s are all about completion. So that is a good number to have within a reading, as it means that in the future things are coming to completion that we've been working on and we've been pouring our energy into. And if we tie that in with the diplomatic humanitarianism, then that's hinting at good things across the world. Good diplomatic, maybe peace may break out. That would be lovely. in some of the places where we currently have trouble and war. Okay, so that's an interesting card to pull. Okay, so Martin Dornan has commented. Cutie says hi and nice. Hi, Cutie. Okay, so next, let's go. All right, I'm going to next show you the cards to do with the planets, which I'm going to be talking about. So here, this is the card for Mercury. So Mercury is named after the Greco-Roman god of communication and messages and travel. So he was a very intellectual deity. He was one of the younger deities out of the Olympians, and he kind of, in a way, he had to kind of earn his way, because he kind of came to the team late. In a way, he came to the Olympian pantheon kind of late, just because Zeus, if anyone knows about Zeus, Zeus loves sowing his oats everywhere and impregnating women and deities alike, nymphs, you name it. Anything he caught his eye on, he ended up siring a demigod, and that seemed to be the case with quite a number of the gods, like, was it Dionysus and Mercury as well. So here it says, the innermost planet in our solar system, speedy Mercury, zooms around the sun in just 88 Earth days. It's named after the Roman messenger of the gods. It's closely linked to thought and communication, including writing, teaching, speaking, learning, and studying. Mercury is also associated with mental faculties and intelligence. It says, by drawing this card, you're invited to use the energies of Mercury when practicing magic for communication, for talking, connecting with friends, for all forms of travel, for manifesting results in the material world, and for bringing different elements of life together. So those are all of the energies that are around this card and that tie in with Mercury. Okay. And Nugget 3 says hi. Hi, Nugget. And the other card that we have as well is the Mars card. So let me show you that one. So Mars is quite a different planet to Mercury. So it's interesting that these planets are meeting together, because where it's kind of like brains and bronze. So it's an interesting pairing, because you have Mars, which represents the god Ares, god of war, and then you have Mercury. So Mercury is all to do with intellect and the pen being mightier than the sword, like really being intellectual, battling with words, that kind of thing. But Ares, oh no, he doesn't battle with words. He likes to lob stuff at people. He likes to hack people's heads off and that sort of thing. He's a proper warrior, a gory one at that. So this is what the card says. It says, red and bright in the night sky, Mars is named after the Roman god of war. Mars is associated with action and physical energy, desire and ambition, competition, self-assertion and ego. It is linked to disruptive changes and radical upheavals that are sudden and unexpected, meaning life will never be the same again. So there's some of the energies that come around with Mars, just because Mars, it literally says he's the god of war. So he does have some of those harsh energies. So it says, by drawing this card, you're invited to use the energies of Mars when practicing magic, to end conflicts, to motivate yourself, to improve strength, power and authority, for self-assertion and for anything that needs to be kick-started or requires physical work. And that's interesting that right now, with everything that's going on in the world, that we have these two energies pairing up together around the time of the Libran new moon as well, because Libra is all about balance, and these are two very opposing forces, Mars and Mercury. So those forces are very opposing, and I feel like it's a perfect time to kind of bring a bit of balance and kind of just calm things down a little for us, because there's just all sorts of madness out in the world. So let's have a look at one of the crystal power tarot cards. And Archie Goodfellow says hi. Hi Archie. So let's have a look what we have here. Okay, so Spirit, so what else have you got for us? So we know that we have the energies of Mars and Mercury. So Mars is going to be making us all a bit energetic, feeling like we can tackle anything. And Mercury's going to be kind of making us like think before we act, think before we speak, that sort of stuff. So it's a very interesting pairing, but it's probably a much needed pairing, because when you're stuck in your head all of the time and if you're thinking about every possibility of every action or this, that, and the other, of just overthinking stuff, then no action or not enough action can be done. So when you have the pairing of these two energies, the planets and archetypes and deities, when you have that pairing, then a lot more good stuff can happen, I'm guessing. Okay. Right, Spirit, what have you got for us? What would you like us to know? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we have here the King of Pentacles. And it says the gemstone which is tied to this card is iron pyrite. So pyrite is fool's gold, which is interesting. So the message with this card, it says, I am sure of my place in the world. Interesting. And kings in a reading, so kings can sometimes represent an older and wiser person who's in our lives, who's able to impart wisdom, and they may be able to give us advice on how we can better ourselves financially. They may be able to offer some financial support as well. But the main message of the card is, I am sure of my place in the world. So it's all about being sure, like, what you bring to the table and where you're going, kind of like what you're doing with your energy, just making sure that every action is intentional and pre-planned, rather than just flying in or charging in like a bull in a china shop. You've like planned every possibility. You've kind of like an emperor of war, or one of the ancient kings. You've thought out all of your tactics very carefully, and you are sure that the actions that you're going to take will give you success and victory. So that is the message of this card. I am sure of my place in the world. So again, it's speaking about conviction. That it's one of my favorite words, that conviction. convictions, all about being sure of yourself, like like not letting anybody like sway you from from what you want to do, basically. Kind of like not giving up, kind of, or not doing anything half-heartedly. Kind of like, if you're committing to something, if you're committing to a project, if you're committing to a relationship, that you're going in like with everything, and you're actually really really putting your energy and passion into it. And this is the meaning of that card. Okay, so let's have another one of those. Let's have another crystal tarot card. So we have 6 of Wands. Interesting. So I'll show you what the card, 6 of Wands. Haunted fat box says hi. Hi, haunted fat box. So 6 of Wands is connected with Garnet. So Garnet is a gemstone which is to do with like vitality and life and strength. Again, it's tying in with that Mars energy there in a way, because it's one of the red gemstones. So it says, the message of this card: I am proud of what I achieve and accept my rewards. So yeah, basically what you put in is what you get out. So just being open to receive the gifts and labours of your hard work. I'm proud to achieve and accept my reward. I'm proud of what I achieve, and accept my rewards. Okay, and six in a reading. 6 is another interesting number. So let me take a quick look at the book here, what it says about that. 666. Oh, sugar. That was unintentional. So the key word. So if a reading contains lots of 6s, it indicates adaptability and ability to change in times of difficulty. Okay, so it's about kind of going with the flow. So adaptability and changing with the time. So again, that's kind of tying in with the Libran sort of energy of like kind of adapting and being a bit of a social butterfly, like kind of moving with the crowd sort of energy. Okay, so I'll pop that card down. Interesting. Let's see where else we're going with this. All right, let's go with one of the Hecatian Oracle cards. Let's see what our goddess has to bring to the table. Okay, what have you got for us? Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so the card that I've literally pulled is literally the new moon card. I love it when this happens. So it's just Spirit's way of showing us the synchronicity that we're in, because like stuff like that, like what are the odds of that? Let's see how many cards are in this deck. Let me see, what does it say? So 60 cards in the deck, and we've drawn out the new moon card, and we are coming up to the new moon. on the 21st. So again, the message of this card, it says on it is the message is about new beginnings. So it's about that that special creative energy, that really passionate energy that we kind of need to get ourselves into when we walk through this portal, because we need to make ourselves magnetic by being able to attract new things and able to draw good stuff to ourselves, like we're a magnet soaking up good energy. And this is what the new moon is for. The new moon is about new beginnings and calling in something new. So it's kind of like, if you don't know a lot about manifestation, then it's literally just like writing a letter to Santa sort of thing, but for adults. So you literally write your letter to Santa, or you write your letter to the universe, and you write down what you want to come about, what gifts you want, what blessings you want to receive from the universe or from deity, whatever you believe in. So you can write it down, or you can just speak it in affirmations, or you can just meditate on it. But the importance is that you're like using your mental energy to focus on that thing, and the more you focus on it, the more the more likely it will come round to manifest. So it's just like it's like it's like what they say. It's like one of the popular sayings, but I don't think I can really remember the saying at this precise moment. But it's like what you focus on is like what you bring about. So it's like um that's the saying. You Where your attention goes, your energy flows, or where your energy flows is where your energy goes. If I said that right. So basically, what you focus on is what you manifest. Okay. So new beginnings card. So I'm gonna actually read a little bit more, see what the book says about that card, see if there's any other nuggets of info in there for us all. So the card is number 29. Interesting. 29 out of 60. So it says the beginning of a lunar month sparks the potential for all that lies ahead. Make plans and start to roll them out. As the moon waxes, power will rise. In this fresh time, Hecate's power is buoyant and full of promise. Look for opportunities, both spiritual and mundane. Seek improvement, development, and answers, and take a chance. This is a time of action and not to sit on the sidelines again. So yeah, that is reminding us of the Mars energy, because Mars isn't about sitting around and waiting for what could be. Mars is about like clobbering someone over the head, like charging in at full speed and really throttling someone, like literally. It's like, what does it say? It's like, when it's like the saying goes, like what people who would like kill to achieve something. So like when people would say I'd kill for this, I'd kill for that, that's that Marge energy. That's the Mars energy, I mean. So it's that kind of energy. I'd kill for this thing, and that is the Mars energy. So I feel like a lot of us are gonna be kind of feeling that energy come through. We're kind of gonna be very focused and maybe even a little obsessed. But it's good if we kind of take a look at the bigger picture. We kind of analyze it a little bit rather than just charging right at something and giving all of our physical strength and smashing things to smithereens. Okay, so yeah, take a bit of time for reflection, take a little bit of time to analyze, but again, you don't have to overthink, but do leave a little bit of time for thinking before you act. Okay, right, so pop that down. Let's have another card. Let's go with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay, Spirit, what have you got for us? Okay. Let's go with you. No freaking way. That is crazy. I feel like I literally always pull this card. So we have the Fool card, and the Fool is not what it sounds like. So I know some of you may be laughing at that. Some of you who don't actually know the meaning, you may think, haha, you're a fool. But no, that's not what the card means. The card is actually, it's a really good card to get in a reading. The Fool card means like no matter where you go, no matter what you do, it means good things are coming. It means you literally cannot go wrong. So if you look at the card, this person is walking ahead. They have all of this conviction. They're so sure of themselves. They're strolling ahead, and they're about to topple over the edge of the cliff. So you would think that oh dear, there's going to be a big massive disaster, but the message of the card is that there is divine intervention here. So yeah, it does appear that he's about to topple to his death, but the message of the card is that there's divine intervention here, and that the higher powers, they're there, and they're ready to catch you as you fall. So nothing bad will happen. You're still going to get to your destination. So this is why Spirit wants us to have this conviction in ourselves, because they're saying that they've got you. Spirit's got your back. Your ancestors have your back. Your spirit guides, angels. We have such a massive team behind us, even though we can't see them. Unless we're clairvoyant, some people who are clairvoyant, they may see them, or the rest of us, we may even see some of our spiritual team in our sleep when we're dreaming. We may see them, or when we're meditating. That happens to me sometimes. Like when I'm meditating, I'll see some of the spirit guides. But the important thing is that they're there, so and they're real. So there's this big massive team that's behind us. So like every time someone says to us, you and what army, they don't know what they're saying, because those people assume that we're on our own and we don't have any backing or support, and that we will fail. That's what they assume, because they don't see the massive army that we have behind us. Like, it's like the saying goes, for us to get where we were, for us to even exist, there was like a multitude of ancestors who have been born and bred and given given life so that we would end up here in this generation. So there's been multitudes, so many ancestors. I cannot even do the math, and I don't want to do the math. But there's just, if you look back at your own family trees, you can go back so many, especially if you're from an older family. I get it, not everyone has like a massive family tree, but the important thing is we do have so many ancestors. We do have family on the other side who's got our back. And just because they've moved into beyond the veil, they've gone to heaven or moved to spirit, doesn't mean that they stop caring about us, doesn't mean that they stop helping us out, because they do everything they can. They pull so many strings for us, and we're lucky to have that support. And this is a reminder of that we have so much divine intervention from many different sources. So stop worrying about what might be and just have that conviction in yourself and keep heading towards your goal. Okay, so that is the message there. And Ella says hi. Okay. Well, let's have another one of these. Crystal Power Tarot. What else do we need to be aware of? Wow. Okay, interesting. So we've pulled the Justice card. Interesting. Lady Justice has came in. So I feel like it's very interesting, because what was the other card that we had earlier? There was the King of Pentacles. Yeah, that is quite a strange. So we've had two of the major arcana. Sorry, so we just had the Fool card. That is from the major arcana. So that means in a tarot reading, those major arcana cards they carry the most weight. So it means they're the most important messages. So we have the Fool card, which is practically saying we're untouchable, keep doing what we're doing, follow your goals, follow your dreams, spirit's got your back. And now we have the Justice card, and the crystal which has been paired with it is sodalite. So the message which is written on the card, it says, I speak my truth in fairness to myself. Interesting. So speaking my truth. So that is giving me very strong Mercury vibes, because Mercury is the god of communication. So let me pull let me read what it says about this card, because it looks like a very interesting card. All right, so here's the big book, the Crystal Power Tarot. So 13 as well. Oh, not 13, sorry. My Roman numeral counting's not very good. Number 8. So it's number 8. So 8 in a reading, that does come back to manifestation as well. Interesting. All right, so let's see what it says here. So the meaning of the card, it says, justice reveals a decision in your favor. Provided that this is right, fair, and deserving, the card can relate to the outcome of legal matters or signify those who work in the legal profession. Overall, the truth prevails and your situation improves as a result. Justice can also reveal the need to find balance in your life by following your own truth or values. Wow. So yeah, I feel like that is definitely the core message there, because that's literally some of the message which I've been pulling, or not pulling, it's that some of the messages which have been coming through to me before I've even pulled any cards. This message about finding your balance and following your truth. This that message has been coming through very strong. So I'll read you what I've written down from before the reading. So there's an emphasis with these two portals that we're going through. So the Mercury conjunction with Mars and the new moon in Libra. So there is an emphasis on being being true to ourselves, tapping into the raw authenticity, and balancing our words and actions. So there is a strong need there for that balance to happen. And also, there's an urge to get out of our normal routine, to flutter around some new people and new energies. I feel like a lot of a lot of us have been getting bored lately. We've kind of just there's it's been too samey. We've just been going through the motions and seeing the same people at the same time, getting bored out of our skulls. So I also wrote down, some of us are feeling a little like a butterfly trapped in a jar. However, we can tap into the Martian strength. So this Mars is, or Aries strength, not Aries. Well, Aries is in the deity, and the mercurial intellect. So Mercury's intellect for a quick resolution to this issue. So we need to use the strength that we have. We need to use the intellect, and we all the while tapping into the portal so that we can kind of get out of this boring cycle, or this enclosing cycle where it seems like everything is just so just so normal, so boring, and just so just when you just completely just so bored of it, just because you've just been doing this same thing. But yeah, we all need to go to work, we all need to go to school or go to work, and we all need to look after our families, etc., etc., etc. So I'm not saying to stop doing those things. I'm just saying that we need to find new ways of introducing new things and new people into our lives, just to create a bit more variety. Okay, so there's an other emphasis here that our words carry more weight, and the effect of the words, these magical words, our words are magical spells in a way, but our words seduce, our words provoke, our words awaken, our words rile others up. So at this time that we are at, as we're walking through this portal with the Mercury and Mars conjunction, we need to be very careful of our words, because words are powerful in themselves. So a lot of the time we're unaware of the effect our words actually have on other people, because a lot of the time our words may hurt someone else unintentionally. So we may say something to someone and it unintentionally hurts them, and if that person doesn't tell us, we may not know that we've hurt them. But the important thing is just being aware of the effect that we have on others with our words, because like I said, our words can seduce, our words can provoke, our words can awaken, our words can rile others up. So we need to be making sure we're speaking with intention. So that was the important message that I had there. So let me pull another card. Let's go in with the Rider-Waite Tarot again. Okay. Gosh, as if that is the time. It is nearly 1 in the morning. Wow. I know I did start quite late. All right. So let's keep going. Okay, so Spirit, what else do we need to be aware of? Let's wrap up this message. Thank you, Spirit. What have you got for us? Okay, let's go with this. Interesting. Okay. So we have seven pentacles. Did we have how? So we've had King of Pentacles, and what was the other one that we had? Justice. Did we have any other pentacles? We have 6 wands. So yeah, no, we've not had any other pentacles. Okay. So that's interesting. That's strange. I feel like we did have more pentacles, but never mind. So 7 pentacles. So if you look at the illustration of the card, so it's like this person, it's like it's like they've been gardening. It looks like they're waiting for something to happen. Or it's like they're waiting for the fruits to grow that they've planted. But the message of the card is about preparation, planning ahead, and planning. All right, so let me have a quick look in the book. Let's pull some more from that. So 7 pentacles, or 7 coins as it's showing up in this book. Okay, so it says if a reading contains many coins or many pentacles, it signifies that the querent, so that's yourself, will feel that situations are taking form. 7s in a reading indicate a time of solitude and asking questions of oneself. So that's quite a philosophical thing to do. That's very mercurial. So it says there is a focus on limited successes. The querent may be involved in a venture that has little financial reward but serves to help a friend. The querent will be satisfied once the enterprise is concluded, as a debt will have been repaid and a job will have been done well. The 7 of coins in a reading represents business, limited success, hard work, and favours returned. Interesting. So the special consideration here, it says, you may have resigned yourself to the fact that the project in which you're involved in will be non-profitable, but it could be that a lack of vision is limiting the success. It's possible that with enthusiasm and hard work, the venture could be more profitable than expected. That's interesting. So yeah, so kind of don't, or rather have a little bit more ambition, I feel like Spirit is saying through that. Okay. I'm going to pull another, let's go with another Hecatean Oracle card. Actually, and I also want another numerology card. We'll have one more of those as well after. Okay, so Hecate, what else should we be aware of? So we've got quite a lot of messages around the Mars conjunction with Mercury. So give us a little bit more info on the new moon in Libra, please, Goddess. what else have you got for us? Please let us know. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have Hecate Potnia Feron, Lady of the Wild Beasts. Interesting. Very interesting. So these Hecate cards, most of them are to do with the different titles that the goddess Hecate has. And this title is Lady of the Wild Beasts. So there's an emphasis here on nature. So let me grab the book when I remember where. Oh, there it is. I'm being blind. Oh, and I also need to pull an Ascended Master card. I forgot I had them cards here. I will pull at least one of those. See what Ascended Masters are around us at this time. So, okay, so it says the animal faces of Hecate represent the primal aspects of her divinity and in turn reflect our own base instincts and the natural world around us. In the lioness, we find strength. Again, that's like Mars. So we find strength, pride, and sovereignty. The wolf is fiercely protective and commands respect. The nanny goat represents a sense of independence, ambition, and diligence. These aspects combined represent our untamed nature. Touch the earth, howl at the moon, swim in the sea, reach a deeper understanding of how Hecate works and interacts through the environment around us. So again, this card is all about being one with nature, reconnecting with nature, and rewilding ourselves. So it suggests wild swimming. So yeah, give that a go if it's safe to do so. Or spending some time out in nature, like at a park in the woods. Again, if it's safe to do so, like hug a tree or stand barefoot upon the soil or the grass, soaking up the earth energy through the soles of your feet. Again, these are all ways that we can reconnect with nature, and it's very important for all of us to spend time in nature. There is science behind it for those who care about the science. Me myself, I'm not too fussed about it. I like the spiritual element of everything. I like the fact that like it is what it is. I like the fact that the universe was created and all of these things are in the universe, and I don't have to question why. I'm just happy that they are, and I recognize that there's divinity in everything. But science is there for a reason, and some people connect with it more. So basically, before I went on the tangent, the science behind like spending time in nature is because when we spend time in nature, we soak up the negative ions. So these are actually good things. So it's similar to like when you light a Himalayan salt lamp. I can show you one of those if you wait a moment. So Himalayan salt lamps, they do the same thing in a way. These, a bit like Organite as well, Himalayan salt lamps and Organite. So I can show you my Organite dragon. So these they both do the same thing. So they take positive ions. So positive ions, they come from stuff like electronic devices. So they're EMF frequencies. So they take stuff that's not natural, those sorts of energies, and they transform them into negative ions, which are good, and they're the ions that we need around us, and we get these from nature itself. And when we're removed from nature, that's why it's good to have some orgonite or some Himalayan salt lamps around, because they help to provide us with the correct ions that we need. Okay, so yeah, that is always good to be aware of and to just bear that in mind. So let me pull a numerology card. Let's go then. Let me take a sip of my tea in true English fashion. Okay, even though it's fruit or herbal tea. Okay, numerology cards. So Spirit, what else have you got for us? What else do we need to be aware of? Which numbers are very important right now? Please let us know. Okay, number 12. Interesting. And I like the message on it. So this is the answer. So optimism and exploration, again, this is very mercurial. The exploration, Mercury is literally the deity, the god of travel. So the number is number 12 as well. So 12 is always a mystical and spiritual number, because if you look at history, or if you look at spirituality and religion, you have 12 apostles, 12 this, that, and the other. So there's things always end up coming around in 12s. I'm trying to think of what else is in 12s. We have 12 months. So yeah, it's just like it's a number that comes around quite a lot. So we have 12 months. So there's 12, actually there's 13 golden moons in a year. But yeah, that always confuses me, that they say that there's 13 moons in a year, but only 12 months. How does it? All right. So it must be like when there is blue moons. All right, yeah. Optimism and exploration. So yeah, that was the numerology card. Interesting. So again, there's the influence of Mercury. So Mercury's telling us to get out there into the world, go see things, go do stuff, go kind of place your wits against, or match your wits against other people, is what is coming through. I did not understand it at first. I was thinking place your wits, and place your wits. How do you place your wits? But it's match your wits. Okay, so going to different places, new places, and matching your wits against other people. So again, it's all about that banter, is what the word of our generations use. Having banter with people, being quick-witted, having a laugh, just feeling. Again, that's literally what I put a caption in the image of this video. It's feel this. Spirit wants us to take some time to feel some emotions, and try not to be so robotic and so caught up in just the motions of life. We need to try to feel more, to tap into our emotions, our feelings, our love, our joy, our humor, and this tapping into those emotions will do us the world of good. So there is so much power in our emotion. Like love is such a powerful thing. Humor is a powerful thing, and an entertaining thing as well. There's just so much power in emotion, so we need to remember this and remember to feel. Okay, so next I'm just going to pull an Ascended Master card, and then I'll quickly show you what I found today unexpectedly at the alternative market. I was just shopping, going about my business as usual, not expecting anything, and lo and behold, they had an alternative market which had popped up in our regular marketplace. And I, of course, me being me, found some crystals and something else which I'll show you as well. But anyhow, let's see which Ascended Master is around us now and has some guidance for us. What have you got for us, Spirit? What have you got for us? Okay. See the other person's point of view. Interesting. So I feel like that's giving me some Mercury energies right here, because I feel like this is Mercury's answer to Mars, because Mars just wants to rush in and clobber someone. When I say clobber, I mean like hit them. So Mars just wants to rush in and just act with violence. But I feel like Mercury is saying, before you do that, maybe we should take a look at the other person's point of view, really see if they do deserve to be, if they really do deserve the violence. Maybe there's just been a little misunderstanding, a miscommunication. So again, see the other person's point of view. So the Ascended Master, okay, so it says Avalokitesvara. So that's actually one. I've not pulled that card very often. I don't think I've ever pulled that card before. So I'm going to read what the message is. That is very interesting, because I've had these cards for such a long time. I'm sure I think I've had these cards since about 2012, if not before. So I've had these cards for a very long time, but I've never pulled this card before. And I read these cards quite a lot. So see the other person's point of view. Right, where are you in the book? So we can see. All right, there's the index. So page 72, here we are. Okay, so it says, you have strong emotions about this situation. Yes, we do. So you have strong emotions about this situation. You may feel upset, misunderstood, or used. This card comes to you as a pathway to peace by asking you to consider others' points of view. You don't need to agree with these other individuals. You're simply asked to understand their motivations and to have compassion for their feelings. This process can positively shift the energy of power struggles, much like letting go of a rope during a tug of war. As you see the other person's point of view, you open the door for creative solutions to enter. Interesting. So the additional meanings for this card: see yourself through the eyes of any person you desire to know or meet. Let go of defensiveness in your relationships. Look past the surface personality and see the divine within others. Forgive past hurts and start anew. Wow. Very powerful message. I knew there was a reason I picked up those cards today. Wow, so there we have it. So I'm going to wish you all lots of blessings. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll show you actually what I got. So this is my beautiful crystal. I found a rose quartz ankh. Isn't that not so beautiful? I'm going to have so much fun doing some healing magic with this ankh. And there's a little baby one as well. So there's the big rose quartz ankh, and then there's a baby chevron amethyst ankh. So I'm going to have so much fun doing some magic with these. And the other thing that I got, I'll quickly show you. I got this beautiful masquerade mask. Look at that. It's amazing. Like, I could not pass that up, even though I'm not planning on going to any masquerade parties, but I might actually wear it on Halloween, or sewing as we call it. But yeah, these are the things that I found today. Beautiful magical items. So I will send you good energy to all of you, and please do check out some of the other videos and subscribe. Stay within our beautiful circle. Take care. Brightest blessings. Namaste.